The history of the British will be incomplete without mentioning one of the most influential monarchs, Queen Victoria. From the moment she ascended to power in 1837, Queen Victoria embarked on a reign that would stretch an astounding 64 years, making her the emblem of an entire era. Imagine the world transforming before your eyes as you rule over an empire that spans continents and cultures. Victoria's reign saw not only the zenith of the British Empire but also seismic shifts in society, politics, and industry. But it's not just about facts and figures, it's about the fascinating stories that unfolded within her palace walls and beyond. In this video, we'll explore her dynamic partnership with Prince Albert, her struggles and triumphs, and the enduring legacy that continues to shape our world today. Born in 1819 to the Duke and Duchess of Kent, Queen Victoria's early life was marked by unique circumstances that would eventually shape the destiny of a nation. Growing up in Kensington Palace, she experienced a childhood filled with both privilege and seclusion. Her father, the Duke of Kent, was the fourth son of King George III, and her mother, the Duchess of Kent, was of German descent. This lineage granted Victoria a direct connection to the royal family and a place in the line of succession. Victoria's education was far from ordinary. Guided by her governess, she developed a keen intellect and curiosity for learning. Her studies encompassed a wide range of subjects, from languages and history to art and music. This comprehensive education would later contribute to her reputation as a monarch who valued knowledge and culture. Tragically, her father's untimely death when she was just 8 months old thrust her into the spotlight as the potential heir to the throne. Queen Victoria's ascent to the throne at the tender age of 18 was a result of a series of complex circumstances that unfolded within the British monarchy. With the passing of her uncle, King William IV, in 1837, the line of succession reached a critical juncture. Victoria, being the daughter of the late Duke of Kent, emerged as the legitimate heir. However, this transition was not without its challenges and intrigues. As the only legitimate heir, Victoria's claim to the throne was met with mixed reactions from the aristocracy and political circles. Some feared her youth and inexperience might lead to instability, while others saw an opportunity to exert influence over the young queen. Amid these uncertainties, Victoria navigated a maze of political maneuvering, ultimately ascending to the throne on June 20, 1837. Her early struggles were twofold. On one hand, she faced the immense pressure of assuming the responsibilities of a monarch during a time of rapid societal change and global expansion. The weight of governing a vast empire and making critical decisions rested on her inexperienced shoulders. On the other hand, Victoria's personal struggles were equally daunting. The isolation of her upbringing left her somewhat unprepared for the rigors of court life and political intrigue. Doubts about her capabilities gnawed at her confidence, and the question of whether she was truly fit to rule haunted her. However, these challenges would not deter Queen Victoria. With the unwavering support of her beloved husband, Prince Albert, she began to find her footing. Albert became her confidant and advisor, helping her navigate the complexities of her role. Queen Victoria's reign as monarch was not only defined by her political influence but also by her deeply impactful personal life. Central to her story was her marriage to Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, a union that blossomed into one of history's most enduring partnerships. Victoria and Albert's marriage was not just a royal arrangement, it was a profound love match. Their union was characterized by mutual respect, shared values, and a genuine intellectual connection. Albert, often referred to as Victoria's beloved Albert, brought a sense of purpose to her life, encouraging her to engage deeply with matters of state and governance. His progressive ideas and forward-thinking approach complemented Victoria's own curiosity for knowledge and desire for positive change. Their partnership extended beyond their personal relationship. Prince Albert took on an active role as the Queen's advisor, helping her navigate the complexities of her role. His influence was particularly evident in the areas of culture, industry, and international relations. The Great Exhibition of 1851, which Albert championed, showcased Britain's industrial and technological prowess, leaving a lasting legacy as a symbol of progress and innovation. One of the most remarkable aspects of Victoria and Albert's partnership was their family life. Together, they had 9 children who married into various European royal families, earning Queen Victoria the moniker of the "Grandmother of Europe." This strategic marriage policy aimed to strengthen alliances across the continent, but it also emphasized the importance of family ties and stability in the midst of a rapidly changing world. The depth of their relationship was tragically cut short by Albert's untimely death in 1861, plunging Victoria into a period of deep mourning that lasted for decades. Queen Victoria's reign coincided with the zenith of the Industrial Revolution, a period of unparalleled technological and societal transformation. Her rule from 1837 to 1901 saw the rapid advancement of industries, urbanization, and groundbreaking innovations that reshaped every facet of British society. Her reign marked the era when steam power, mechanized production, and mass manufacturing fueled unprecedented economic growth. The Industrial Revolution brought about significant changes in agriculture, transportation, and communication. As factories sprung up, cities expanded, and railways crisscrossed the nation, the fabric of society underwent profound shifts. Amid this industrial fervor, Queen Victoria displayed a keen interest in science and technological advancements. Her inquisitive nature led her to engage with some of the brightest minds of her time, including scientists, inventors, and engineers. Victoria and Prince Albert's patronage of the Great Exhibition of 1851 showcased the pinnacle of industrial and technological achievements from around the world. The Crystal Palace, hosting this event, stood as a testament to Britain's prowess and global influence. Her interest extended beyond exhibitions. She was an avid supporter of scientific research. She maintained correspondence with leading scientists and thinkers, such as Charles Darwin, and eagerly followed developments in fields like astronomy and medicine. This patronage and curiosity contributed to an environment where innovation was encouraged and nurtured. Furthermore, Victoria's reign was marked by significant advancements, including the invention of the telephone by Alexander Graham Bell and the rapid expansion of the railway network. These developments not only propelled economic growth but also changed the way people lived, worked, and communicated. Queen Victoria's role as a constitutional monarch during her long reign from 1837 to 1901 was marked by a delicate balance of power between the monarchy and the evolving democratic structures of the British government. As a constitutional monarch, she held a symbolic position at the helm of the nation while wielding limited political authority. Victoria's relationships with her prime ministers were crucial to understanding her role. She navigated through the terms of numerous prime ministers, adapting to their changing policies and personalities. Her relationship with Lord Melbourne, her first prime minister, was particularly noteworthy as he played a pivotal role in mentoring the young queen during her early years on the throne. Subsequent prime ministers like Robert Peel and William Gladstone each brought their own challenges and dynamics to the table. Despite her limited political influence, Queen Victoria's impact on British politics was significant. She utilized her position to convey her opinions, express concerns, and occasionally influence policy decisions. Her carefully composed letters and discussions with prime ministers shed light on her views and preferences. In certain instances, she played a crucial role in shaping debates around contentious issues, such as the Reform Act of 1867. One of the most notable instances of her impact on politics was her influence during the bedchamber crisis of 1839. Her refusal to dismiss certain Whig ladies from her household contributed to the resignation of Prime Minister Lord Melbourne and the rise of Sir Robert Peel's Conservative government. While Queen Victoria refrained from interfering directly in political matters, her opinions carried weight and her presence was a stabilizing force during times of change and uncertainty. Her dedication to her role as a constitutional monarch ensured the continuity of the monarchy in a rapidly changing political landscape, allowing the British monarchy to adapt and endure through the shifting tides of democratic governance. The Victorian Era, spanning Queen Victoria's reign from 1837 to 1901, was characterized by profound cultural and social changes that reshaped British society. As the Industrial Revolution surged forward, societal shifts became increasingly apparent, leaving an indelible mark on the fabric of the nation. Central to these changes was the growth of the middle class. Industrialization gave rise to new opportunities, leading to the expansion of a prosperous middle class that embraced education, entrepreneurship, and cultural refinement. This burgeoning class sought to emulate the values and manners of the aristocracy while advocating for social reform and improved living conditions. Gender roles underwent a transformation during this era. The Victorian woman was often seen as the moral center of the family, while the man was the breadwinner. However, shifts were occurring beneath the surface. The emergence of the women's suffrage movement, led by figures like Millicent Fawcett, and the writings of feminist thinkers like Mary Wollstonecraft challenged traditional perceptions of women's roles and rights. Moral values were a cornerstone of Victorian society, with a focus on propriety, morality, and respectability. This was a reaction to the perceived excesses of the Regency period that preceded Victoria's reign. A culture of strict social etiquette and moral conduct was emphasized, shaping behavior across different strata of society. Queen Victoria's reign marked a period of unprecedented expansion for the British Empire, as it expanded its influence across the globe, solidifying Britain's status as a global superpower. The 19th century was characterized by British colonial endeavors, often driven by economic, political, and strategic interests. One of the key events during Victoria's reign was the Opium Wars. These conflicts, 1839 to 1842 and 1856 to 1860, were centered on the trade of opium between British merchants and the Chinese. The Opium Wars, particularly the Treaty of Nanking, resulted in the cession of Hong Kong to the British and the opening of several Chinese ports for trade. These wars showcased Britain's military might and its willingness to assert its economic interests on a global scale. Another pivotal event was the Great Exhibition of 1851, held at the Crystal Palace in London. Organized by Prince Albert, the exhibition aimed to showcase the technological and industrial prowess of Britain to the world. It brought together exhibits from various nations, highlighting the advances of the Industrial Revolution and fostering cultural exchange. The exhibition not only celebrated innovation but also projected British imperial power and the idea of British superiority to the rest of the world. During Queen Victoria's reign, the British Empire expanded its territories in Africa, Asia, and the Pacific through colonization, treaties, and annexations. India, often considered the jewel in the crown, became a cornerstone of the empire, and the Queen was proclaimed Empress of India in 1876. The death of Prince Albert in 1861 had a profound and lasting impact on Queen Victoria, shaping the course of her reign and personal life. The loss of her beloved husband brought about a period of deep mourning and seclusion that would become emblematic of her enduring love for him. Prince Albert's passing left Queen Victoria devastated, plunging her into an intense state of grief. The couple's relationship had been a source of immense support, both emotionally and politically. As her confidant and advisor, Albert played an integral role in guiding her through the complexities of her role as monarch. His death not only left a void in her personal life but also had significant implications for her public duties. The Queen's reaction to Albert's death was a prolonged period of mourning that lasted for years. She withdrew from public life, often avoiding social events and duties that were once routine. Her mourning attire, characterized by the somber black garments she wore, became a symbol of her deep sorrow and enduring devotion. During this period of seclusion, Queen Victoria turned inward, focusing on her grief and the memory of her late husband. She sought solace in her roles as a mother and grandmother, finding comfort in her family relationships. However, her withdrawal from the public eye also raised concerns about her ability to fulfill her duties as a monarch. It wasn't until the late 1860s that Queen Victoria gradually re-emerged into public life. Her advisors and family encouraged her to resume her royal responsibilities, recognizing the need to balance personal mourning with her duties as head of state. Queen Victoria's later years were marked by the profound legacy she left behind after a remarkable reign. Her passing in 1901 marked the end of an era and the culmination of a reign that would secure her as the longest-reigning British monarch at that time, before she was outreigned by her great-great-granddaughter Queen Elizabeth, whose reign lasted for 63 years. During her later years, Victoria's influence extended beyond the political landscape. Her role as a mother and grandmother saw her family connections spread across European royal households, earning her the title Grandmother of Europe. The marriages of her children into various royal families reinforced her position as a pivotal figure in European diplomacy, despite the growing shift towards constitutional monarchies. Victoria's impact on subsequent generations of royals was profound. Her descendants carried her name and her legacy throughout Europe, leading to the interconnectedness of European royal families. This had both political and cultural implications, fostering relationships that alternately forged alliances and faced tensions. Beyond her political influence, Victoria's contributions to the arts and sciences left an indelible mark. Her interest in photography, for instance, led to the popularization of the medium and the documentation of her family life. She also played a role in shaping the Gothic revival movement, influencing architectural trends that can still be seen in some buildings today. Furthermore, Queen Victoria's commitment to charitable causes and social issues, notably her patronage of charitable organizations, left a lasting imprint on British society. Her philanthropic efforts helped raise awareness about issues such as poverty, healthcare, and education, contributing to the broader social welfare movements of the time.